you could join me for story time. I am your storytime reader, Ms. Nikki. Today's read aloud is a picture book biography that introduces us to a pioneering climate activist by the name of Greta Thunberg. This girl with a handmade sign inspired and included us all in a global movement to save the earth. Greta continues to stand up for the environment, and she is seen as a symbol of hope for a cleaner and greener future. Let's read and learn more about Greta Thunberg. Little People, Big Dreams, Greta Thunberg. Written by Isabel, Sánchez, Vegara, and illustrated by Anke, Weckmann. Greta was a little Swedish girl who learned from her parents to turn off the lights, not to waste water, and never throw out food. 3 simple lessons for being kind to nature that most grown-ups haven't quite learned yet. She was very proud of her great-granduncle, Svante, a brilliant scientist who, 100 years before Greta was born, made an alarming discovery. The planet was warming up and humans were the ones responsible for it. But even though adults have known this for a long time, not much has been done to change it. Every day, millions of tons of toxic gases are thrown into the air. Greta wondered what would be left of the planet when she grew up. At school, she watched a movie about climate change. Most students were worried about polar bears losing their homes because of the North Pole melting. But once the film was over, everyone forgot about it. Everyone except Greta. She felt so hopeless about the future that she stopped talking. Doctors said she had selective mutism and Asperger's syndrome, which meant she would only speak and pay attention to what was really important to her. Some may have thought that these were 2 terrible conditions, but they ended up becoming Greta's greatest powers. They helped her to stick to her promise, to do everything she could to slow down the planet's warming. Greta started by convincing her parents to give up air travel and stop eating meat. But there were dozens of other little things she could do. She knew that she couldn't stand up for something without walking the walk. She had done her homework, but it wasn't enough. To stop global warming, politicians had to do theirs too. One day, instead of going to school, Greta decided to sit quietly in front of the Swedish Parliament with a sign. Not very many people noticed her that first day, but it didn't bother Greta. She kept going with her strike every single Friday, and every time she got there, more and more students joined her. It was time for children to wake up the adults. Soon, all over the world, thousands of students started skipping school to protest outside of their city halls, fighting for the future of the next generation. Inspired by Greta's story, millions of people from Melbourne to San Francisco flooded the streets in the first world strike against global warming. It was the biggest environmental protest ever. She crossed the ocean on a wind and solar-powered boat to speak in front of world leaders. In the name of all children, Greta asked people in power to stop making up excuses and start acting before it's too late. What started with just one girl with a handmade sign became a movement that includes us all. Global warming is the greatest challenge humanity will ever face. But little Greta is no longer alone. The end. I hope you enjoyed the story about Greta Thunberg, and I hope that it inspires you to keep exploring and learning about the lives of outstanding people who have done incredible things to make this world a better place. Thank you for listening. Until next time, take care and stay curious.